52 men of a single cavalry attacked a 5 foot 8 inches tall, strong man with a heavy sword in his hand. Swish, swoosh, cling, clang. The fight lasted for 18 long hours. Finally, the man, surrounded by the 52 men, was on the ground. All the swords pierced at him from all angles. Colonel Bailey of the English army declared the man dead. People around him shouted, "The tiger is dead! The tiger is dead! The tiger is dead!" That was a major victory for them. And who was this tiger? It was Tipu Sultan, Tiger of Mysore. Tipu Sultan was born in 1750 to Hyder Ali and Fatima Begum. Hyder Ali was the chief of the army of Mysore king, the Wadiyar dynasty, but later on became ambitious and declared himself a king. And he captured a small town of Srirangapatnam near Mysore. He thought Tipu Sultan the best of military and war tactics. Tipu Sultan also studied major warfares along with his school curriculum, which included Arabic, Kannada and Persian. And he was well versed in Sanskrit also. Hyder Ali expanded his army from Mysore to Mangalore and up to Karwar on the coastal side of Karnataka. But after a short time, Hyder Ali had to succumb to cancer. At that time, Tipu Sultan was only 16-year-old. But he had a great backer in the sense of Diwan Purnaya. Diwan Purnaya was his man Friday. For everything and anything, you would consult Diwan Purnaya. When Tipu Sultan was 20, he was the master of that full area of Mysore which belonged to Mysore dynasty. So the Mysore king sought the help of British to conquer Tipu Sultan. However, the British army didn't take him very seriously. What would a 20-year-old young lad do? We can send a handful of our best trained men to defeat him and get back the territories won by him. So in 1766, the British sent only 2 cavalry of British army to attack Tipu Sultan. Tipu Sultan quite easily defeated the handful of British army. The British were taken aback. They didn't expect that a boy of 20 can defeat a big army of the well-trained Englishmen. And after that defeat, Tipu Sultan did not rest. He knew that the English would come back after him because a wounded tiger is always dangerous. He built a huge fortress on the island of Srirangapatnam. And he was the master of building cannons, Indian-made cannons. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, former President of India and the nuclear scientist, has described Tipu Sultan as one of the pioneers of rocket warfare. Even today, there are a lot of cannons made of strong iron with not a single rust in it, available in the museum in a museum in England. This shows the intellectual of Tipu Sultan. He also trained his men how to fight the guerrilla war. In those days, they used to fight with lot of lesser ammunition because they had not got all the weaponry with them. So they had built a moat, which is, the fort was surrounded by water and crocodiles were induced into them, so that the opposition army which comes attacking would be easily be captured by the crocodiles. Tipu Sultan went on to expand his kingdom and he decided to attack the Nizam of Hyderabad. Knowing this, the Nizam quickly struck a deal with Tipu Sultan. He offered his daughter for marriage and lot of gold and ammunition to Tipu Sultan. Diwan Purnaiah, the Manfred of Tipu Sultan, advised him not to take this offer. But Tipu Sultan did not heed to his advice and married the daughter of Nizam and took all the treasury from him. But the Nizam, being a cunning man, sent several spies along with his daughter, who then disclosed all his war secrets to the British. On the 4th Anglo-Indian War, the British Army attacked Tipu Sultan from all four corners. They knew that crocodiles were in the moat and he had huge cannons on the north side of the fort. So they attacked from the south of Srirangapatnam. Though Tipu Sultan was taken by surprise, he didn't let this surprise fear and run away from the battleground. He stood there till the end to fight until death. He said to Diwan Purnaiah that if I have to die, I will die here. I am a tiger, and the tiger will die in its own area.